This is David Bewes from the SDA Church Church. Now, David, why did you ask Hans to come and do a laughter session for you?
Well, I was with Hans one day down at the beach, watching him do a laughter session down there, and I just couldn't get over the way people would come in looking down like this, and they spent half an hour with Hans and with the other group, and they were walking out with their heads up, their shoulders back, and looking full of vitality. I just could not believe the difference between those coming and those going. And I thought, I'm going to talk to them. So I was part of the group, so I just said to them, would you like to come next Saturday morning? I'll put breakfast on at church, come along to a session there. And they said, yeah, that's fine. So I put on a vegetarian breakfast and they came along, and Hans did his magic with the laughter. It was just so good, I couldn't believe it. Everyone was laughing. There was a young lady there, a church member, and she was sitting on the chairs watching what was going on, and she just laughed and laughed and laughed. It was just so amazing. And the people again went out. Church members would come in and sit down for a few minutes, and they would go out laughing, and it was just so good, the spirit that was released. I think that Hans does such a wonderful job. He pulls people in and he pulls them together, and they start laughing and the exercise and everything, and they just seem to go out full of life and vitality, as I said before.
So you recommend Hans for organisations and your church or other companies?
I would. I don't know how Hans does it, because he's such an unassuming type person. We worked as co-workers for some time, and I was just amazed that he got up there and he was transformed from what he was as a fellow worker into this machine that had people eating out of his hand and laughing. It was just so good. He just had this magic that just pulled people together. And I worried about it when I first heard about what he was doing, but then I read about Norman Cousins, who had cancer and some other diseases, and he discovered that if he had a laughter session, he could he didn't need any painkillers, and he would be pain-free for some time. So him and his wife ordered all these movies and sat and watched them and laughed through, and he was pain-free. He also believed that adrenaline made a big difference, and I think he climbed the Matterhorn. He said he would climb it every year that he lived after that, and I think he climbed it 18 times or something. I can't remember the number, but it was just amazing. And he put all that down to laughter. And if Hans can bring sad people in and they go out happy, and Norman Mailer says that laughter actually got him to live, I think that laughter is so important, and Hans does it so well. I thoroughly recommend him to any organisation that wants to see a difference in their staff, their people, their patients.
Thank you very much, David. That was David Bewes from the Seventh-day Adventists. Thank you.